Hi children, we were discussing the concentration of solution in the last class, where we had discussed the two methods to express the concentrations. First one is mass by mass percentage and second one is mass by volume percentage. To let us solve some numericals. Okay, are you ready? Yes. See the question. A solution contains 40 gram of common salt in 320 gram of water. Calculate the concentration in terms of mass by mass percentage of the solution. Here we are asking to calculate mass by mass percentage of a solution prepared by mixing 40 gram of salt in 320 gram of water. As we know, let's first write the equation required to solve this problem. What's the equation? Yeah, mass by mass percentage. Mass by mass percentage is equal to mass of solute by mass of solution into 100. This is the required equation. Now let's find out. See, mass of solute. Here as we know, the solution is prepared by mixing common salt in water. So which is the solute here? Common salt, no doubt. Okay. So mass of solute is equal to how much? 40 gram. Okay. Yes. Then what's our next we want to find? Mass of solution. And what's the next digit given here? 320 gram of water. Is it solution? No, it is solvent. So mass of solvent is equal to 320 gram. So by finding the mass of solute and mass of solvent, we can calculate the mass of solution. How? We know a solution contains two components like solute and solvent. So, mass of solution is equal to mass of solute plus mass of solvent. Do you have any doubt? Mass of solution is equal to mass of solute plus mass of solvent. So mass of solute here it is 40, no doubt, plus 320. So it becomes 360 gram. This is the mass of solution. So let us simplify by substituting these values in this equation. So mass by mass percentage is equal to mass of solute, it is 40 gram, okay, divided by mass of solution. It is obtained by adding mass of solute and mass of solvent. Okay, so 40 plus 320, it becomes 360 into 100. So by simplifying, it become 400 by 36. By simplifying, 200 by 18, again 100 by 9. 100 by 9 means, as we know, 1 9s are 9, the remainder 1, again 10, so again 1, 11.11, etc. Okay, so the mass percentage is equal to 11.11 percentage. Do you get me? Any difficulties? Okay, let us solve once again. 40 gram of a salt is dissolved in 320 gram of water to make a solution. Then calculate its mass by mass percentage. To calculate mass by mass percentage, we need the equation as mass of solute by mass of solution into 100. Solute given here is 40. Solution here it is solvent plus solute. So 40 plus 320. That is 360. So 40 by 360 into 100, and then simplify, we get the answer as 11.11 percentage. Okay, so the answer we got as 11.11 percentage. Okay, then let us do another problem. Copy the question. Calculate the mass by volume percentage of a solution containing 5 gram of glucose in 10 liter of the solution. Here we are asking to calculate the mass by volume percentage. Second method to express the concentration of a solution. Mass by volume percentage. Okay. Let us solve. Mass by volume percentage. Mass by volume percentage is equal to, see what's the equation? Mass of solute by volume of solution in liter into 100. Mass of solute by volume of solution in liter into 100. Here, let us first write the data given here. What? 5 gram of glucose. What's that? Yeah, mass of solute. Okay. So, mass of solute equals 5 gram. And volume of solution. Here as we know, the volume of solution itself is given it as 10 liter. Okay. 10 liter. So, just substitute and simplify. So, mass by volume percentage is equal to mass of solute 5 gram by volume of solution 10 liter. 5 gram by 10 liter into 100. So, answer will be 50 percentage or 50 gram per liter. 50 gram per liter. Here the mass by volume percentage is also known as the strength of a solution. What's the term? Strength of a solution. Strength of a solution. Okay. Then let us do more problems during the class time. Okay. Now let us discuss the next topic. What is a suspension? Suspension. Just rewind the activity 2.2. Do you remember? Group A and B has got what? Solution. And what about group C? How group C is prepared solution? By mixing chalk powder or wheat flour in water. Then we use the term there as suspension. Is it homogeneous? That is, its concentration is same throughout the mixture? No, it is a heterogeneous mixture, no doubt. Suspension is a heterogeneous mixture, or group C has got heterogeneous mixture. So what is suspension? A suspension is a heterogeneous mixture in which the solute particles do not dissolve but remain suspended throughout the bulk of the medium. So, it is a heterogeneous mixture in which solute particles do not dissolve. Then, how they will suspend? See, just add some wheat flour to some water. What will happen? It will suspend. By considering the bulk of the medium, throughout the medium, it is heterogeneous in nature. So, a suspension is a heterogeneous mixture in which the solute particle do not dissolve but suspended throughout the bulk of the medium. And as we know, the particles can be seen by the naked eyes or under a microscope itself. Okay? And let us discuss what are the properties of suspension. Properties of suspension. First one, from the definition itself we will get. What's that? Yeah, it is heterogeneous in nature. Heterogeneous in nature. And second one, the particles of a suspension can be seen by naked eyes. Particles can be seen by naked eyes. By naked eye. Then the particles of suspension scatter a beam of light passing through it and make its path visible. As we know, here the size of particles are much larger as compared to that of true solution. Just for the comparison of the particle size in true solution and in suspension, let's just take a unit like the size of particles in solution is less than 1 nanometer. Nanometer is a small unit to measure the size here. And 1 nanometer is numerically equal to 1 into 10 raised to minus 9 meter. It is too small. And as we know, in true solution, we can't separate the solute and solvent by simple techniques. But here, by simple methods, by the simple filtration, by using ordinary filter paper, we can separate the constituent particles present in a suspension. And here, as we know, the size of particles are much larger. So, in order to understand easily, let us take the size as greater than 100 nanometer. Just for the comparison, the size of particles in solution and suspension. So, the third property we can mention here as it will scatter the light, path of light. Scatter the path of light. Hence it is visible. Here in solution, the size of particles are very small or too small to scatter the light. But here, the particles in suspension are much larger and they will scatter the path of light, and hence the path of light is visible. And what is the fourth property? The solute particle settle down when a suspension is left undisturbed. See, the mixtures obtained in activity 2.2 as group C is suspension. Just keep the suspension for some time. What will happen? It will settle down. That is, it is unstable in nature. When we keep it undisturbed for some time, it will settle down. Particles settle down under the mixture is called the precipitate. Is called precipitate. So they will precipitate when keep undisturbed. Okay, when we keep undisturbed for some time, they will precipitate. That means they will settle down. And hence we can say they are unstable in nature. Unstable. They are not stable. And after settlement, that is particles under and other particles above it. So, what about their nature? They are heterogeneous in nature. Then by passing light through it, will they scatter? No. That is, they will not scatter the light anymore. Why? Here the particle sizes are large in the beginning, but after settlement, what will happen? The particles form as a precipitate and the dispersed medium will be separated. So what will happen? Here the particles breaks and it does not scatter the light anymore. So the 2 points we discussed here are what are suspension and what are its properties. Once again, suspension is a heterogeneous mixture in which solute particles do not dissolve but remain suspended throughout the bulk of the medium. And we can see the particles using naked eye or under microscope. Then what were the properties? Yeah, first one, they are heterogeneous in mixture. Second one, it can be seen by naked eye and they will scatter the path of light, hence the path is visible. And finally, they undergoes precipitation while keeping undisturbed for some time. And hence we can say they are unstable in nature. Okay? Thank you.